When you're out and about, do you hear music drifting your way? From the store's Muzak to your personal playlist, music is different for everyone. For me, and for you. Music reminds us of memories and feelings from our past. Sometimes it reminds us of who we were and who we are today. And sometimes it reminds us of who we're meant to be. I'm a writer, and these are my music memories.
And I've tried to find my way back home
This
using
week's song is Can't Take It by Break the Trend. This song and other music by this band holds a unique place in my heart. You see, I actually know these guys. The lead singer and the drummer used to work in the same store as I did. I can't believe I actually knew them. I know, I'm not a huge fanboy. And this story isn't about really how great they are. What I feel is kind of hard to describe. It's like the joy of seeing someone's hopes and dreams come to life. You're happy for them and amazed that they can do it, that they were able to move on and follow a dream. This story is certainly inspired by their songs. I mean, they're even on iTunes. But that's not the only piece to this tale. Here's a few people who have left my work and gone on to greatness. But remember, there are many, many more stories of ex-employees living their dreams. I remember overhearing Alex and John talking about music while they were working in the grocery department. They were in high school and using their wages to get whatever they could for their band. They were both friendly teens, but I noticed something unusual. They didn't talk like the other part-timers. I didn't hear them talking about school or girls or really even their lives. What I mean is they would always talk about their passion. They would talk about their music. Whenever they had a second together, that's all they would talk about. After hearing the musical discussions, I had to ask them a question. I wanted to know what kind of music they played. They said it was like a hard melodic rock. Not too soft, but no screaming either. I asked if it was like Nickelback. They both scowled and said, no, not really. They were pretty polite to a guy who accidentally insulted their art. It wasn't until later that I saw a social media post about their band and their single, Can't Take It. It is a catchy song with a great hook. Their lyrics are engaging and heartfelt. So I went on iTunes and bought it right away. They have a great collection of songs. And I didn't find one that made me want to forget the band. Whenever I check out a new band, or usually new to me, I rarely ever get on the ground floor of a band, I usually find a couple of tunes that are just kind of the same as the others, kind of repetitive. So I rely on the catchy hits to keep my interest. But these guys were great. They had music that felt genuine. I came across this tune while flipping through my music collection. I stopped the song and cast it to my own speakers. Because some music just sounds better loud. While I was running the photo lab many years ago, I had a girl working for me. She was friendly and really took to her job well. She talked about riding horses and something called sledge hockey. I had to look this up. I didn't know what it was. She did all of this while she was in school, and she was working at the store. I always find it so inspiring that people find things to do that seems to help the community, as well as going to school full time, working on the days off, and not flunking out. Years went by, and I eventually got word that she had joined the RCMP. For my international listeners here, the RCMP is a countrywide police in Canada. She landed somewhere in the Canadian Midwest, and she made herself a full-fledged RCMP officer. From the social media posts that I've seen, she looks happy. She looks happy taking care of people and protecting those who need it. This is the kind of success story that always makes me smile. This young woman took herself from a photo lab technician to an officer of the law. One of those people who stand on the front lines every single day. It goes to show you, even if you don't have a clear pathway in front of you, when you leave the store, you can always find ways to build a dream into greatness. Another employee that we had at the store was a guy who worked in the grocery department and the deli department. He excelled at being friendly to both customers and staff. As a result, he rose up pretty quickly through the ranks. He started off as part-time, and made his way up to full-time. At the same time that he was working far too many hours, he was also in a band. He played the bass. Listening to a couple of their songs, it's apparent that they all played their instrument very, very well and enjoyed playing music together. He produced music videos and even put them online. Their songs and their videos that they made are still up on YouTube. I'll link them in the description. The songs are catchy and fun. He accomplished this all while working full-time. He seemed to be able to have a career and build a dream. It really is proof that if you love doing something, sleep or lack of sleep doesn't really matter. The music must go on. The excuse, "I'll do it when I can find the time," should never stop you from following your dreams. Whether it's the rest of your life goal or just an idea that you want to play with for a while, let nothing ever stand in your way. There's another employee that worked in 2 different departments. She started off in the deli and eventually made her way to the front of the store. She was able to captivate customers with her sunny but informed manner. Customers always knew to talk to her if they had questions. She'd help them out while keeping that perky smile. It's relatively rare to find an employee that can deal with customers so easily. She was very good at her job, as proven by the fact that she was welcomed back when she returned for a small time a few years later. And that doesn't happen very often. But she eventually left to chase her dreams. Her brains and her pleasing demeanor seemed to have made her the perfect for her chosen career, helping kids. I know that sounds very cliche, but this time it's really true. She helps kids with special needs follow their dreams. Her infectious positivity is still running rampant, and it shows with the children she helps every single day. She's ever encouraged me to pursue this channel. At one point, I removed the introduction that had been there since the beginning of each story. It was in the front of every single video that I posted. She quickly responded that this was a mistake. And this woman was the only person to give her opinion when I changed the introduction. I quickly discovered that she was right. Her positive comments have been very helpful in my growing this channel. So, as I suggest for you to all follow your goals, remember, a little positivity and quirkiness can really help those dreams grow. Don't be rude in your drive for success. Be smart and kind to others. And above all, be yourself. Now, the last one is pretty amazing, but there are details that I will not talk about. They aren't really all that important to my telling of this story. I had a manager when I first started at the store. He was gruff but always fair. He let his actions speak for themselves, and he'd always have your back. Whether you're an important person in the store, like a manager, or a simple part-timer, you always knew that you weren't alone. Unless you were wrong. If you messed up, he'd let you know. Once. He believed that if he told you once, you'd get it. He never had to repeat himself. People never did a better job because they were afraid of him. That just wasn't his way. He helped me learn that being aggressive isn't always the way. And to be quite honest, at that point in my life, I hadn't really figured that out yet. He always seemed to know everything. If you asked, he wouldn't ever just tell you the answer. He'd tell you how to figure it out. After his time at the store, instead of resting his bones in retirement, he had been in the retail business for decades at that point, he decided to start a business. He kept working. He runs it to this day, just like he did in my store. Friendly, fair, and respectful. After all that time in the retail business, he wasn't done with the customer service. He just wasn't built that way. And that goes to show you that you're just never too old to follow your dreams. Now, I'm certainly not advising anyone to quit their jobs and run off to their dreamland. God, no. People need to be smart. People need to pay their bills. But what I'm saying is simple. Very simple. Never give up. That's it. It's not really that hard to understand. But I know that it can often feel that life is standing in your way. And that's just not the case. Hopefully these stories have proven that even with humble beginnings, you can achieve greatness. Your goals don't always have to seem so far away. Just go for it. And remember, never ever give up. These former co-workers certainly didn't. Now, when you hear me talk about my store, you may think that I believe that some people are just too good for our store. And while that's true, I think that everybody should follow their dreams. I don't think that everyone is made out for all jobs. Some people just aren't suited to do my job, for example. There are always different people for different jobs, but I think that everybody should take a shot at their dreams. You may end up being surprised at what happens next. Thanks for listening to another story that fell out of my head. I like this song and I like these people. They follow their dreams. If you have a dream that you would like to share, please let me know. I love to know the future. And as always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time.